guys. Welcome to the first episode of the Bloodbath Theory here on SpookShow.tv. I am your host, Robert DeLauro. I guess your faithful host and author, horror author, but we'll explain that a little later. But actually, I want to introduce my best friend here, and of course, my badass sister, Amy Lyons. Amy, how are you tonight?
Doing good, Rob. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. And you know what? First off, before we start, we just want to say like how great it is to be a part of Spook Show, and of course, being part of a station that gives you nothing but horror. We're just really, really proud of that fact, and I don't know, I feel like we made it finally.
Yeah, thank you for bringing us on board.
Yeah, thank you guys very, very much. And you know what? It's really cool to be a part of a crew where we're actually really familiar with a lot of the people already. Like, we know Bianca Barnett, of course, and Mr. Johnny Daggers, and, I'm familiar with Jimmy Starr, and, like all these people. And, of course, we're just really happy and just very excited to, make some new friends on the station. And we hope to kick ass for you guys. So, just wanted to start out by, letting you guys know, like, what we're about here. Amy and I had actually, we started out on a little podcast that actually became a national radio show in, what, Amy, like 6 months?
I think it was 5 months.
It was like 5 months or something like that. I mean, we were doing it like, huh?
I think so. I think it was sometime before Christmas, and then by March, we had the national thing, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, anywho, we were doing that for 3 nights a week, which is fucking insane. And we always had a top tier guest every single time that we talked to somebody, and it really blew up really fast. And went on to radio, of course, and then we just we're kind of moving from there. And but we're just really excited to be on be on a network that caters to horror. Really, really excited about that. It's awesome. Really, really,
yes,
really
being the true horror nerds that we are, we feel right at home.
Yeah, of course, you do feel right at home. And you know what? That's the thing about the Bloodbath Theory. It's a little play on the Big Bang Theory, which I'm actually a fan of. Amy doesn't watch, but I figured that would be a perfect name for us because we are true horror geeks.
We're total dorks. Total dorks.
So we're going to talk about everything from toys to comics to new releases and classics and you name it. Anywhere our little dark hearts desire, we're going to talk about it. So and then of course we're going to have plenty of guests for you as well. So I hope you guys tune in. I hope you guys enjoy the show. All right. Well, with that, we do have a guest tonight. Amy and I have known this woman for quite a few years now, and of course you guys know her as Pazuzu from The Exorcist. But Eileen's done so much more. She's been on Planet of the Apes and General Hospital, and she's done a lot of amazing stuff. And she's got a really great book out about her life called "Exorcising My Demons: An Actress's Journey to the Exorcist and Beyond." That was written by herself, of course, and Danielle Lubier. It's really an amazing book. Amy and I have both been reading it, and it's quite a journey. And,
has that been released yet? I mean, is that? You know what I mean? Is that out now? Her book?
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know if that was something pending or if it was out on the shelves now.
No, it actually is available, I believe, on Amazon. There's a couple other places I'm sure you can get it, but we'll ask her about that because you guys need to check this book out. It's really, really cool. I learned a lot about not only Eileen, we've been friends for a couple of years, and but we also learned a lot about The Exorcist, too. There's a lot of shit I didn't know about The Exorcist.
Yeah,
so
quite a bit of information in there. It's definitely a good read.
Yeah, it was awesome, and it's really simple to read, you guys. It's not you know what I mean? It's not long-winded. It's almost like Eileen's just sitting in a chair talking to you. And really is.
I got the book Tuesday, and I think I only have 60 pages left.
Yeah, it's a quick read, and it's really.
And it's cool. Once you get into it, it's hard to stop.
Yeah,
you kind of get drawn into her. The way she just talks about her life, it's very fascinating.
Yeah, like I said, it's almost like she's talking to you. So, without further ado, of course, we'd like to introduce from The Exorcist, of course, iconic Miss Eileen Dietz.
Hello, it's Eileen.
Hi, hon. How are you?
Oh,
it's
I'm
Rob.
married.
All right, Eileen. So listen, I just wanted to welcome you to the our new show here, the Bloodbath Theory. Of course, you were on our show, Dungeon Deadly Delights, and I wasn't. Unfortunately, I wasn't there for that one, and I had my co-host at the time field it, and I was really, really bummed out. But thank you so much for coming on here and talking about your awesome book. We were just talking about it a little bit before you got on here.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I've been telling you a lot about the book, and I really love it. And it's not just because it's just a journey into your life, but the way you describe things is really incredible. It's almost like you're talking.
You also got to give. Wait. You've got to give most of that credit to Dan Loubier, who wrote the book with me. Mm-hmm. I mostly talked it, and he wrote it. So you got to give that credit to him. He's an absolute genius. And then there were some times that it got so personal that I just couldn't talk it, so I wrote it, and then he took what I wrote and made it be the book.
Well, I wanted to ask you about the process a little bit too, because as I was going to say, of course, Daniel did a great job, writing the story, but with the way he actually came across with the words in the book, it's almost like you're sitting there next to somebody as you're reading it, and just like it's almost like you're having a conversation with your readers. It's fantastic the way it was done.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude! It's like the third person who said that. That's awesome.
Well, I was sitting here reading it today, and the parts when you're talking about being on the island and filming there, and it's almost like you could almost feel like you were there, feel the sand on your feet, there. And
Oh wow!
It was very cool.
Yeah, that was Turks and Caicos, Grand Turk Island. I'd like to be there.
It sounds gorgeous.
So, actually, I just wanted to, I just kind of wanted to start out by asking, of course, you are also an East Coast native just like I am, but, I wanted to talk a little bit about, like, in the beginning of the story, of course, you talk about your childhood. And I don't want to get too much into it where, I don't want to, open any wounds or anything like that. It's not my intention. But, if you just give the audience just a little idea of, where you're from and, of course, what your life was like before you actually went on to become an actress.
Well, you just ask me the questions that you think will inspire your writers, your listeners to want to read the book.
Well, there's so many.
Everything's fair game, we want people to buy the book, not because I necessarily want to sell it, but because I think it's really a good experience and really a fun experience. Not only people who are interested in The Exorcist and horror films, but just about a person who wanted to be an actress and dreams and choices and bad choices. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's actually a really good thing that I wanted to ask you about, and I had it dog-eared because it's kind of been like a little bit of a credo for myself lately, but it's something that your mother had actually told your father. And, of course, your mother was Patrice, and she said, a businessman always wears a shiny pair of shoes. And he said, I know how to wear shoes. I'm going to be someone very important someday. I thought, was that something that you've actually taken for yourself? Since you've, heard that quote coming from your family, was that something that actually inspired you to go out and become an actress? Just like little sayings in the family like that? Or
yeah, but not that one. That was just more descriptive of my family, because it really only holds true for men.
Go-getters.
If you want to know about someone's income in general, look at their shoes and their teeth, and their teeth, unfortunately, but look at their shoes. I mean, I remember way back in the day, down in the East Village in New York City, they'd have kids, begging for money, and because that was really cool then. And then you'd look down, and they had $200 boots on.
Yeah, I think it was actually the Shawshank Redemption that said something like that. Like you never really pay attention to a man's shoes or something like that. I just thought that was really interesting the way that your mother said that. It was it was almost inspiring to me because it really is, it's true, and but that really is kind of like a testament to your family. And even though it wasn't like the greatest family in the world, of course you said it wasn't like that terrible, it wasn't like horribly abusive or anything like that. But why do you think they never really kind of, like before, when you were a kid, you were saying that when you're trying to be an actress, you said you wanted to do it right away, even when you were a child. Why do you think they were so opposed to it?
Because my father was not in the business, but of the business, and he worked with models. And I later found out that all his models were, he was using a casting couch and sleeping with his models. And therefore, he thought that the only way I could be successful was to sleep around. Most people think other people are capable of doing what they do. And I think, when I look back on it, I didn't feel like that at the time. But when I look back on it, I'm sure he was just trying to protect me.
Yeah. Wow. Most likely, yep.
He was an important person as far as hiring models. And models wanted to come to New York and be a star and stuff like that. So I think it was as much about the models as it was about my father.
Well, you were actually in one of the situations yourself when you, I believe it was in Michigan, you were saying. But actually,
we can't give too much of that one away. Don't give too much of that one away because it's
I won't.
Sad story.
I just wanted to ask you, though.
I to Michigan because that's exactly what he wanted to do. And I was so excited. I thought, oh, my God, here I go. I'm going to be a professional actress. And, wow, I'm going to do all these parts. Then that's the reason he took me out there. And as you know, it was a very funny story. Nothing ever happened, obviously. And, I eventually got fired and sent home. But as you know, it's very poignant and very kind of heartbreaking.
I was asking, I was going to ask you, you always say in the book, and it says it happens like 10 million times, you say you were androgynous and you're lanky and you're buck-toothed, and I think you were beautiful. Like, why do you think so?
Oh, no, that's when I was 7. No, that's when I was 9 and 10. Not when I started to be an actress. That was when I wanted to be an actress. I was very skinny and flat-chested and butt-toothed when I was a little girl. People used to call me Bugs Bunny.
No, I mean, you said it a lot, like in the book. Didn't she, Amy? Like, she said it a lot. She's like, I was, surprised I got this role because and I was this.
I missed that. Say it again.
No boobs. You're always saying, like, bad stuff about yourself, but not in a negative way. I'm sure it was very spirited the way you were saying it, but it just seems so, like, Eileen, you're beautiful. Like, be quiet. Like, that's what I was saying to myself as I was reading this book. I was like, shut the fuck up, Eileen.
Wait. I was coming out, I was coming out of an era that, except for Twiggy, was Marilyn Monroe and Jane Mansfield and all these very sexy, Bridget Bardot, who I thought was the most beautiful woman in the world at the time. But all these really sexy and voluptuous type women were all people who were actors. And that's why people used to laugh at me, because I was, very small, very short, very skinny, and very flat-chested.
I think you're beautiful. I do. I'm saying that as your friend.
Well, you didn't know me when I was 7.
Well, I'm saying, I've seen modeling photos. I've seen pictures, from your career, and it's just like, man, you were drop dead gorgeous. I don't know why you kept talking bad about it.
Wait. I never said I was ugly. I never said I was ugly or plain.
Good.
I just said that I was really pretty but skinny and flat-chested with 2 teeth.
I hope not.
I didn't say I was never ugly. No, it's never ugly.
No, not at all. Amy,
just the
go
ahead.
I'm going to pass it off to Amy. Right now.
I'm curious. I'd like to know what started your desire to write the book or have the book written.
It was totally, I got to tell you, it was totally on the shoulders of my manager, Chris Rowe. And I mean, you read the book, you know how Chris changed my life. And practically from the time that I met him, he said, you got to write a book. I said, I don't want to write a book. My sister's an author, I'm an actress. My sister writes books. She's written 17 books. I don't want to write a book. And every once in a while, he'd nag me about it again. And then, as you saw in the book, first of all, I didn't want to write a book until I had enough credits, certainly after The Exorcist, that I just wasn't trying to make a dime because I was in The Exorcist. And that was really important to me. Like, oh, my God, 40 years later, she's still, trying to live off The Exorcist. So...
Yeah, you've done so much more than that.
Halloween too,
You've done so much more than that.
Oh yeah,
but that was important to me. And Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 was very important to me too. So that was important. And like I said in the book, it was practically, like a coincidence or a miracle or something. I was trying to get in touch with Kane Hodder because I knew somebody was making a film that Kane was absolutely perfect for. So I went on Facebook, and I found him on Facebook, Kane on Facebook, but Kane wasn't doing his own email. He was having someone else do it for him. And if someone else doing it was a guy who was writing, his name is Ink Mike. And he said that he was writing a book about Kane. And I said, oh, well, my manager's always wanted me to write a book. Do you want to talk? And that's how it happened. And it took me a long time because it took us a year. And Dan had more patience than anything. Because as you guys have read the book, some of it's very, very painful. And like when I first came to LA after The Exorcist, and I kept saying to myself, why do I want to bring this up? Why do I want to talk about this again? I laid it low. I don't want to talk about this. And so I'd break appointments to talk to Dan on the phone, who lives in Connecticut. So he'd be all right, and he has a little baby, a little boy, so we could only talk between 5:30 and, what was it, 3:30 and 6:30, 3:30 and 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, because then he went to bed early because he got up early. And that poor guy, I just broke appointments, and stuff, and every time he said, do you really want to do this book? And we'd all stop and until we finally got it done. But it took over a year.
And now that it's done, are you happy with the outcome? Are you glad that you did it?
I'm extremely happy with the outcome. I guess everybody says, was it therapeutic? And I don't really feel like it was therapeutic. I'm glad I did it because Chris won't nag me anymore. I'm glad I did it because, and he said that to me. He said, I can't believe you actually did this when I handed him the book. He said, I can't believe that you actually did this. And he had a smile on his face from ear to ear. So I was happy that it made him happy. It's funny. I never wanted to be a writer, so it doesn't really fulfill that thing in my life. Does that make any sense? I'd much rather get an acting job.
Right. Sitting in a makeup chair is better than writing a book.
It's so good. I'm glad that Dan was the one who wrote it with me, because I really think he did a really fabulous job on it. But I feel very objective about it rather than subjective.
Yeah, the book is
well,
great.
I kind of wanted to jump, back and forth here, of course, because it is a long history, and, we're a horror show, so, of course, I want to ask you some horror questions. But I am, we're going to jump into your acting career a little bit, and you got into theater, and I had this one question.
The only thing I wanted to say is, you guys have read it. Doesn't it read actually more like fiction than a biography? Doesn't it read just like a story of a little girl who wanted to be an actress?
I got sucked into it like I do a fiction book. I got sucked into it that way, but I found it to be very fascinating. There were a lot of interesting things covered in that book, and I think it's great. It's actually the first autobiography type of thing that I've ever read.
Really?
Yeah. I don't normally go for that type of thing, but I really enjoyed it.
But it does read like fiction. Yeah. For all you guys out there that don't read biographies, that it does read like fiction, doesn't it?
It does. It was actually
It's a story. It's not like, and then I did this, and then I did that, and then I did the other thing. Right.
No. It was there was a couple people that made books like that were fake almost, but it was based on an actor. I think Leslie Nielsen was one that did a biography, and he just make all this shit up. You know what I mean? It kind of. Or like Bruce Campbell, he came up with a story that was, of course, based on him, but it wasn't exactly true. It didn't sound like it wasn't true, but it was just amazing to me how much I didn't know about you. I mean, even being a huge fan of The Exorcist, I didn't know that there was a witch hunt because
my friends have said that. Well, my friend just read it, who I grew up with in New York, and she said, I didn't know all those things about you. I said, oh, really?
You walked into William Friedkin's office.
Oh, boy.
You walked into William Friedkin's office, and he looked at you, and he said, you'll never work in this fucking town again. I mean, that must have felt like a bomb dropped on you.
I don't think he said fucking, did he?
I don't think he did. I think I'm adding that,
That's that
paraphrasing.
That was the feeling of it. Yeah. I can't even tell you. You know what it felt like to me? It felt like to me, and I figured I'd use it someday as an actress, but not yet. It felt to me like I was on trial for murder, and the verdict just came back guilty.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
I watched those on television, you know, I watched Law and Order, I watched all those things, and I can't even imagine what that must feel like, except I have a feeling what it must feel like.
Did you hear that gavel noise and everything?
It wasn't life and death, but it was life and death, because that's all I ever wanted to do ever since I was a kid. And this man was actually, oh, by the way, and he has a biography out, an autobiography out, and he says, I don't know what you're talking about. Eileen got credit in the movie. No, I didn't. I don't think he saw his own movie. And then he explains
they sent you a cease and desist order from trying to be able to use that in your resume. How does he not remember that?
That's right. That wasn't him. That was actually William Morris.
Oh,
Linda was with William Morris.
It's William Morris Agency. Yep.
Yeah, but you know that's just scare tactics. I know that now.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane.
You really got
They
hosed.
were so into the fact that the movie would be scarier if you thought Linda, you know, because, I mean, Mercedes McCambridge had a harder time than I did. Even. But she had money, and so she sued them for credit, and she got it. But they really dissed her, and he does in his new book, too. And she's dead.
And that was a voice actor, right? She was a voice actor.
Yeah,
she was the one that did the voices.
Most of it. A lot of it's all of us, and Billy claims that he re-recorded some of it. But then he says Linda did the vomiting scene. And as God is my witness, I swear to God on the Bible, she had nothing to do with the vomiting sequence. The thing wasn't even made for her.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you listen to the book. I don't say anything bad about anybody because I don't think there's any point. I tell
you know what? I was gonna.
You didn't, and I found that to be very gracious of you, in light of everything that happened with that.
No bullshit. Bullshit. Excuse me. I'm about to get a little Howard Stern on the Eileen. Okay.
You're gonna hear the life of a horror actress in 1 second because I'm gonna order. Now I'm in and out, and I'm gonna order something. So you guys, hold on. Talk among yourselves.
Okay. Sounds good.
You want to?
I'm gonna while she's ordering whatever she's ordering. We're gonna talk between ourselves right now, Amy. Let's see what
a double double with everything on it.
Oh,
and a double double just with onions.
She's Jack in the Box.
But no lettuce.
In and Out.
Stuff like that. And then
In and Out burger. Is that a real place?
And a large order of fries.
I believe it is.
Okay. Well, let me have 2 orders of fries. And that's it.
No drink?
I know, I'm going to get them later.
I'm surprised you didn't use the voice. Oh, how big cheese.
I'm back.
Okay.
I never did an interview like this before, but I'm back. Now the only thing I have to do is say, but I don't have to talk about that. Anyway, there's a long line.
So I wanted to ask you, and I don't mean to get Howard Stern on you. Actually, you know what? Fuck it, I do kind of, because I remember when we were talking a few times, and I'm sure she's not listening. You had said to me that you were like, you know, like, oh, I can't wait. I'm going to tell people the truth about Linda Blair. I can't wait. And like when I opened the book, I was like, wow, that is a really glowing commentary of Linda. I was really shocked, actually. I was thinking I was going to crack open the book and be like, oh, she's a bitch, and she's this, and she's whatever. Like,
well, you know, but she was 12. You know what I really wish, and I really only got this epiphany a little while ago, because I would have put it in the book. I suddenly realized that I really, really wish she had won the Oscar. And I wish The Exorcist had cleaned up and won, you know, all their Oscars. It would have made my life so much easier. I mean, she did a lot of stuff in that thing for a 12-year-old, you know? I mean, she did a lot of stuff that's really hard for a 12-year-old to do. And if they're awarding Oscars on one performance, but then you know, she thought it was so important who won the Oscar. Do you know who won the Oscar in 73?
Tatum O'Neal.
That's right. You know that movie. But I would say nobody knows and nobody cares. And what happened to her career?
And she was just as fucked up as Linda Blair, which is a weird catch-22.
She had a tough time of it. I mean, she still does have a tough time of it, but that's what I'm saying, how important that, winning an Oscar is. You guys are enjoying yourselves.
Holy shit! So you have nothing negative to say.
I didn't even
you have nothing to say about. We're just laughing at what you said. So you have nothing bad to say about Linda Blair? Absolutely nothing. She's never done anything to you, ever.
Oh yeah,
ever.
But yeah.
Well,
that's why I don't do Chiller.
Let's get juicy.
They're not in the left. So that's why I've never done Chiller, because she's very good friends with Kevin, who runs Chiller. And she said she won't do a show with me. 40 years later, she won't do a show with me. And she sells some of my pictures. But she told Kevin that if he ever brought me in for Chiller, she would never do the show again. And she still makes a lot of money.
Wow. Well, we're probably not going to have her on anyway. So, I just heard this about her. And, not to talk shit about Linda, but, I'll just, end with this. People come up to her and be like, Linda, I'm just such a huge fan of yours and whatever, and I love this, and I love The Exorcist. And she's like, well, I've got 10 dogs that I rescued this week, and, she'll totally, trail off the subject. She does not want to talk about anything but fucking dogs. That's exactly what I heard from, so many horror fans.
I love dogs, but, she has a love-hate thing with The Exorcist. She really does, because the only thing her life is about. And,
right.
So she needs it, and she needs to do these shows. But one part of her is just how to let it go.
She's got dogs on the brain. Amy, go ahead.
Dogs on the brain.
Dogs on the brain.
So when you first started out, you were really active in theater. Is that something you still do?
Actually not. The main reason why is nobody's asking now. It's because I go away so often that you can't do it. You do the show for 2 weeks and then say, well, I'm going to go do a horror convention. I'll see you next week. And it really doesn't work that way. I mean, you have an understudy and they could cast 2 people and you could do all that. But, I'm either doing horror conventions or, thank you God, I'm going to work. I mean, doing a film or something. So that's
Is it okay if I call you?
That's how I got the part in The Exorcist. From some agents saw me in a play that I did in New York, a Joyce Carol Oates play, and which incidentally got reviewed in a Newsweek magazine, and my parents read it, and it was like the first time they kind of went, oh, maybe she is a good actress,
Well,
I do a lot of theater, and I love doing theater.
I wanted to jump back a bit to the theater because I had a question burning my brain ever since I've read this book. I had to know you had done a play with, of course, Tony Perkins. I'm calling him Tony like we're friends, but and I just wanted to know what you were saying that you had a shower scene in this thing, and it was it Steam Bath? Am I correct on that?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
It was called Steam Bath, right? That was the name of the play.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're in the shower, okay, and you've got fucking Anthony Perkins looking at you while you're in the shower, and he puts his hand across his throat, he's gliding across his throat, I'm going to kill you. I mean, was he like that all the time?
It was very funny. But the sign for going across your throat is not "I'm going to kill you." The sign for going across your throat is to go faster, talk faster.
Okay, so
it's not that he was going to kill me for anything. He just wanted me to move the scene more.
So he wanted you to shower faster.
Huh?
He wanted you to shower faster?
Apparently, well, I don't know. I took such a fast shower anyway. It wasn't a real shower. It was like something that was put on the stage. And I thought it was pretty quick because I was embarrassed having no clothes on. I thought it was pretty quick. I think it was during rehearsal, actually, that happened. And he just wanted to move the scene along.
Yeah, but you're not seeing Tony Perkins' direction. You're seeing fucking Norman Bates sliding his hand across the
Exactly right. Yeah, that is true.
Let me get out of the shower real quick.
It was really fun. I mean, the whole show was really fun. And
was he always like that? Is he a
Broadway. We almost made it to Broadway, but we never made it to Broadway.
Mhm. Man, that's pretty incredible.
This is the longest line. This is guys out there. This is the longest hamburger line. There's still 5 there's cars in front of me to go get the hamburgers.
Oh, man.
You know what you guys are reminding me of? Have you guys seen Lords of Salem? Have you seen Lords of Salem?
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are reminding me about the radio show they did on Lords of Salem.
Really? We're like the Lords of Salem people? That's awesome.
Yeah.
What was the name of that radio show, Amy?
Are you going to get a DWS tonight?
Yeah.
I liked Lords of Salem a lot.
I did too.
How come you weren't asked to do Lords of Salem? Because I know Rob really loves you. I mean, we've talked about him before.
I don't know. I don't know, because probably like Judy Geeson and Patricia Quinn have more star quality than I do, and he's really good friends with Dee. He probably put Dee in every movie that he's ever done, so that's probably why.
Well, yeah,
I actually auditioned for one of the witches. I auditioned for one of the witches, and they felt I wasn't old enough.
Wow. Congratulations on that. That's awesome, actually.
Yeah, really.
Like, oh, I'm too young for that?
Meg Foss is amazing in the movie, isn't she?
Yeah, she did an incredible job.
She does that movie. It's just, like, amazing.
Yeah, but I definitely saw you in Lord of Salem. Maybe not with those, like, flabby breasts and the fucking, she looks horrible. Meg Foster looks horrible.
I didn't even know that was her until the movie was over. And I was like, what? Like, I couldn't even believe it.
Yeah, just those eyes.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that she was interested in doing things like that either, actually. But
I thought she did
friends, and I saw her at the screening. I thought what she did was very gutsy and very good. Very
I thought it was.
But I really liked the movie a lot. So I liked the whole movie, except the very end.
Yeah,
no, that's not true. I like the whole movie. The end got kind of really weird and.
If Rob Zombie's listening, Eileen liked the whole entire movie, Rob. So he's actually
out of. Think about it. Actually, I love the end because I thought that his wife, Sherry, I thought that it was the best acting job she's ever done, and she had this really big arc where she went from this really, really happy person to whatever happened. I'm not going to tell you because I hope the movie takes on a big life of its own on DVD. I think it will.
Not to get into too much, but I've never seen anybody get addicted to crack so quick in my life. I mean, literally a day.
She had like sores on her face, rust around her mouth.
But don't forget, she had been a crackhead, so it wasn't the first time she ever did crack.
Yeah, but look at the stuff she had been through earlier in the week, man.
Yeah, that's true. They were probably draining her. The witches were probably draining her. Anyway, you know what? I wanted to talk a bit about, some of the projects that you have going on now. I'm really excited about. Actually, if you could tell the audience a little bit about Lullaby, I'm really, really stoked about this movie. I think it's going to be awesome.
Lullaby is taking on a new life of its own again, and Lullaby is, if you had to pitch it or sell it, it would be very much like Misery, where I play a woman that saves a little 19-year-old girl who's 9 months pregnant, just about to have a baby, save her from killing herself, and take her home ostensibly to take care of her, and then you find out my character wants a baby more than anything in the world and will do anything to get one.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a subplot about the girl's father, and it's a very simple show, and it's really creepy. And, I think there's a big difference nowadays between horror and thrillers.
Yes.
Yes,
well,
definitely.
I'm good. I'm talking to the man with the hamburger. He's giving me my
Hamburger Man.
It's the Hamburger Man.
The Hamburger Man. She's talking to the Hamburger
Brandon
Man.
Taylor's the radio.
How you doing?
I'm doing an interview. Pardon? Well, it'll be on the radio, on the web, on the radio.
It's just completely normal for them. It's like, Eileen Dietz is getting hamburgers right now. And right behind her is like John Travolta.
Anyway, so we're picking it up and talking about it very seriously. And the producers are coming down from Toronto in June, and we're going to be talking about it again. And we just screened a film I did called The Devil Knows the Phone.
Yes, I'm excited about that too.
Back in Seattle, Krypton. And it's just the evil this character ever played. This woman is evil personified.
Nice.
But she's such a religious nut that she does anything to keep the devil out of her kids. Her grandkids, actually. And like I saw it for the first time, and it really works. And it's got a great music score to it.
That's awesome.
And then next week, or tomorrow, I'm going to New York to a convention called the Macabre Fair. And there's a film there that I did called, I forgot what it's called. It's something I use.
This hamburgers are probably smelling too damn good right now.
No, it's called Youth of Today. And I was nominated for Best Actress Award for it.
Yeah, very nice.
And I play a woman that likes to kill kids. She's like, well, I call kids 20-year-olds. So she gets them to, they break, their cars break down on her road, and she invites them home and then finds interesting ways to kill them. And has a lot of fun doing it.
Nice. And was that a fun role to play for you?
Do you notice a tray here? You notice a recurring theme? And I'll catch it, it's fine. Is everything in there? 3 hamburgers and 2 fries? And one, oh my God, you didn't give me the simple hamburger, the kids hamburger. Cheeseburger by itself. Uh-oh. I'm back. That got me the other hamburger. They only give me 2.
Uh-oh.
Well, there's actually there's one project that I wanted to talk to you about, and I'm actually really excited to see it, and I'm hoping it actually comes out. Actually, there's 2 of them that I hope come out. Do you have any idea that's happening with Snow White, Deadly Summer, and then of course it's Queens of Scream?
Snow White, Deadly Summer's out. You can buy it.
Is it?
You can buy it at Walmart.
Oh, really? It's now at Walmart. Oh, I gotta go to Walmart then. I gotta go to Walmart then right now.
You could probably buy it on Amazon.
Well, what about Queens of Scream? That was something that wasn't released, right?
Queens of Scream is right now it's locked up in a vault, unfortunately. I have some DVDs of it. That was the woman wanted to distribute it, and the people who made it, she just kind of went batshit. She really went crazy. Man. And she decided everybody was trying to rob her and steal from her and take her money. And, like we were talking about before, I got one of these letters. People can just get a lawyer's letterhead. And scare other people. If you have a friend who's a lawyer, that's a letterhead. Would you write a letter to anybody and say, we're going to sue you? And so that's what happened. And the distributor, who had put a couple $1,000 into the film to finish it, gave the hard drive back. So the hard drive is sitting in a vault someplace. And I want to get in touch with Alex because, obviously she's in the book. So maybe we'll be able to get it out.
No, it sucks. You're going to have to burn me a copy. I really want to see that.
My book becomes a bestseller.
Oh, man. You know what?
We're going to encourage everybody to go buy the book. And we do the pitch now.
Oh, what pitch is that?
How you can buy my book.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You can buy it on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon. It's also on Kindle, but if you want to get it autographed, then all you have to do is go on exercisingmydemons.net, and there's a PayPal, click on there, and the Master Charge, click on there. And you send me your monies, and I will send you back an autographed copy.
Very cool. And it would say, Linda Blair can go fuck herself, Eileen Dietz.
I'm just kidding. I was going to say you were sick. I know it. You're a sick person.
No,
well, I am kind of.
Well, the funny thing is that Mike is at a convention, the publisher is at a convention right now. I guess it's called Wonder World or something like that in Philly. And Linda's going to be there. And I said, why don't you give her a copy of the book?
That would be awesome. If you want to find out
more about it, you can go on Facebook, and it's just called Exercising My Demons on Facebook.
It's a wonderful book, you guys. It really is. It really is an amazing book. Actually, speaking of books, Eileen's been gracious enough to review my first outing in a book series called Scorn.
And it's very, very good. I haven't finished it yet.
It
I've
is
been
very
so
good.
damn busy. And I was going to read it on my way to Seattle, but it was such a quick trip. You know, from LA to Seattle was really quick. And then when I came back, I came back to San Francisco, and that was even quicker.
Yeah, well, you know what? I just want to thank you so much.
They put me on first class coming home, and it was like less than an hour.
Oh, that's okay. I'm just so honored that you wanted to read it. And I've got to tell you something, the guys. There's a character in there called Helen, and she's a bit of a bad egg. You know, not by choice, but don't want to get too much into it. But if this thing ever becomes a film, God forbid, Eileen would be the perfect part for that.
I don't like the if then. You read my book. Don't say if.
Say when.
When my book when. That's right. When it becomes a film.
When you get me to the proper people.
Not if.
When you get me to the proper people to talk about a film.
Just so that you can play the part of Helen.
Yes.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
All right.
So, why not you and why not now? I mean, that's my other favorite expression. Why not me and why not now?
Oh, I'm absolutely agreeable to that. I'm so agreeable to that. Oh, my God. It would be awesome. You know what?
Why not you? Everybody's read your book, loves it. So why not you?
Right.
I love it.
Back to me. A friend of mine we're going to mount my book as a one-woman show. Out in Burbank. We're going to make a one-woman show out of it. And then we'll make a movie out of it.
Oh, that's awesome.
But, it's all story, so it just lends itself to doing a show like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll play you in a movie. I just want to know. I'm curious. Would you play yourself, or would you? Yeah.
Yeah, they have this little device at Cinema Secrets, which is a makeup house in Burbank, called Cinema Secrets, and it's an instant faceless kit. In fact, one day if you see Queen of Screams, or actually I've used it in about 3 films I've done, and it literally, it's this little device that actually has tape on it too, and it literally gives you a facelift. It's tape and things, and it'll make you look 20 years younger.
That sounds really comfortable.
Of course, I have to look more than 20 years younger for parts of it, but I'll figure it out.
So it would be Eileen Dietz playing Eileen Dietz. I mean, who better?
Yeah, exactly. But it'll be a couple of years. I might get old. We'll figure it out when we have to figure it out. Right now, we're just going to do the one-woman show, the be multimedia, and lots of pictures and stuff. And there are lots of pictures in the book, by the way, for you guys that like to look at pictures.
They're wonderful, and she's a beautiful woman, you guys, and I'm tired of her saying that she was androgynous and lanky and weird. I'm tired of it. You were absolutely beautiful.
Well,
and
it's in Seattle, I met this guy who's running a haunted house, and he just kept looking at me and going, "You can't. I mean, they shot that movie 40 years ago. That can't be you. No, you can't be you. They shot it 40 years ago." So look, it's nice. I have good genes. I'm a good surgeon.
Well, I just wanted to say too, I don't mean to get gushy, but a lot of people kind of look for that in their own lives, and I'm just so happy that you found the person that you're meant to be with for the rest of your life. I think that's fantastic. I mean, you and Thomas, that story just by itself was just so beautifully done. It was simple the way it was done. But
the man who never wanted to be with an actress ever.
Yeah, right.
Never.
Ever. And now he's just the most supportive. I mean, he's let me go to London 4 times, and Germany twice, and Spain once, and
does he ever get to go with you?
He doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to?
Well, that's not true. Whenever he talks about going to Europe, it's a time at the theater that he just has to be there. He can't leave. It's not one of those fallow times. And he's very happy, as you saw, going to Vegas. We go to Vegas 2 times a year. And we take our boat out twice a year. He's happy. And he doesn't like to sit with me at conventions.
That's awesome.
He'd like to see London, but I just came back from London, Germany in March. But the theater got so busy that it was just impossible for him to take the time off. So he's cool, and he's not jealous, and he's not envious, and he trusts me totally, and, that's my relationship we in show business need.
Well, can we honestly say, you were questioning a lot in the book, like asking people. You were asking people a lot, just kind of like the way you were just, just asking people like they were reading the story, like you think you've actually made it, that you've become a star and you've done something, that's worthwhile. And I'm going to say yes. It's like that. Your story is amazing, and I honestly learned so much about you that I feel like I know you so much more now. And that's what these books are for. Life stories, and I just really was just like entranced by the whole thing. I couldn't stop reading it.
The other thing I've heard a lot too about is that people find it very inspiring. Like if they're depressed about their careers or it's not going the way they want it to go, and why.
Oh God, yeah.
And I met a friend of mine who was a director who I don't know that well, and he read it, and he kept saying, it's getting really depressed about this trilogy he's directing about Poe. He said, I was getting really depressed about it and wondering, why am I doing it and stuff? And then I read your book, and I went, oh, that's why. So that was nice. I like it to be inspiring to people. It's really about people who have dreams. If you have a dream, and you just got to keep doing it and doing it. And like there's a quote from Malcolm McDowell, you just got to keep doing it because the dream you have to be so passionate about your dream that there really is nothing else.
Yeah, and what's really wild?
You're like that.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what's really wild? Like, Amy and I would never in our wildest dreams think we would be talking to somebody like you right now. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just kind of like, it's a weird, like, circle, how the way things work, and it really is, it really is inspiring, to me, both Amy and I, because Amy and I, like, we've been struggling for, like almost 3 years now, Amy, to, like, get respect in the horror genre, and I think we've finally done that, and it's just so great that we can,
it takes perseverance and determination, and your
book,
and
fucking tears.
Your book, it really shows how dedicated you were.
Yeah. Well, also, I don't know how to do anything else.
Yeah, I like the story about your office job where you were there for all of one day typing up the envelopes and just kind of left.
I was like, no, that's not me. Well, Amy, you read it fast, didn't you? I just sent it to you 2 days ago.
Yeah, I actually only have, I think, 60 pages left.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And that's just boring. That's just the epilogue. It's not so boring. I mean, that's not so interesting.
But
that's great, too, man. You remembered everybody.
What I really liked was that there's so much that you've done that I had no clue you had done.
Uh-huh.
I knew about General Hospital because I grew up with my mom watching that. I remember when you were on the show.
You remember that damn doll.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom, my whole childhood, it was General Hospital. And I had no clue about the Planet of the Apes episode. I had no idea about you doing anything in Constantine. Or the when you were one of the Manson girls.
Oh yeah. See, if you've never really seen me at a convention.
I did. Because
when I'm at a convention, I have pictures from all that stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually,
I remember the General Hospital, but I don't remember seeing anything from Planet of the Apes. But
I got 2 pictures. I can send them to you if you want.
She was Jillian. I remember that. I actually had. Yeah, I actually had the Planet of the Apes series on DVD.
Oh, I'm jealous. Planet of the Apes.
It's a good series. You're laughing at that, but it's a really fun series. I have a couple that I sell.
I used to run home off the bus to watch that show after school. Loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what, Eileen? I actually thought it would be perfect if we, finished the show with you just saying, like, the final words that were cut from Helter Skelter, because I love that. I love that line that you said in the courtroom.
No, it's outside the courtroom. That's what you're all going to go?
Yes.
Yes, that's what
you're like that's what, like that. I can't do it.
The funny thing about that, too, is that the girls who did the big leads, and Steve Railsback, they had a, hold on a second. I'm going to get some water and juice for you guys. I'll get some milk there.
All right.
You rather, hold on, guys. We rather get that than
sure.
Well, I was going to give you stars and go to in-and-out there. I want to know.
Yeah, we're about to come in.
I give you stars?
Right, you got
yeah. Okay, so now you're going to bear with me because I'm going into a store, and you're really good, and I can talk. I'll talk until I get to the cashier.
Oh, that's fine. We were just going to, just say, we're just going to say our goodbyes. And I just wanted to tell you, we talked about it before, and, just thank you so much for coming on. It was unscripted. And
you know what I should say, too? If any of you guys really want to find out more about the book or about things, you can always go to Eileen at EileenDietz.com, and I'll answer questions for you as well if you're not sure if you want to buy it or not. But I'm hoping that you guys go buy it. It would be nice.
No, we were just about to say that, we're definitely going to help you get this book out there. I mean, it's definitely worth it. And I've actually sent it off to a few reviewers, and I know Direct Central did a piece on it, and I'm sure that helped out a lot. And, it just kills the conventions. You told me it sells all the time.
Everything, this whole show, everything that you're doing is just great, and I really appreciate it. And it's really fun.
You. We feel the same exact way about you.
I have my phone. I still have my Bluetooth on my ear, and I realized I left the phone in the car. That wouldn't work very long. I said,
right.
Where did she go? She just disappeared without saying goodbye.
Well, you're a busy woman running around doing errands and whatnot.
Yeah, this is like a very candid interview. I mean, we get to see what Suzuzu eats. At In-N-Out Burger, and how could you not like
that?
Yelling at the
Hamburger Man.
The Hamburger Man.
11 o'clock tomorrow.
Well, Eileen, we're just gonna say farewell for now, and unfortunately, and I'm just gonna have you stay on the line. What the hell is that?
My dog.
Is she barking? What is going on?
Yes, it's just certain people
Eileen?
doesn't like. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we were just going to say goodbye for right now.
Okay. So I'm in the store, and I'm going to hang up. And thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Eileen.
And
thank you very much. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Call me anytime.
Okay,
Call me
honey.
anytime, okay? Bye.
Okay, honey. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay, you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys.
Come good. Yeah, bye.
All right, bye. You can just hang up the phone. All right, well, guys, there you go. She's a firecracker, that one, man. Jesus. You know what? I've never actually, thought in my wildest dreams that I would actually, be on an interview with you, Amy, and hear somebody, ordering fast food.
And yelling at the Hamburger Man.
Yeah, you forgot my fries, her fucking head spinning.
Hey, crazy shit seems to happen whenever we're on the air. Let's just roll with it.
Oh, man. Well, you know what, Zach and the audience of SpookShow.tv, that's pretty much what you're in for with us. It's unscripted, it's uncensored, we just do what we want to do, and it usually turns out pretty well. But, we hope you guys liked the first show, and, had such a blast doing it. And, you know what, just join us next week. Honestly, we don't have anything planned. This is just all about the science of horror, as we're going to call it, and, we're just going to talk about anything we want.
And really. Hey, you never know. We could end up with a last-minute guest. Who knows? Who cares?
Yeah, that's right. You're right. Exactly.
We're going to do what we want.
Yep. It's the Bloodbath Theory. We're just sitting there on a couch eating Chinese food, and
and hopefully you will all be entertained while we do so.
But hopefully we have a hot ass neighbor next door. That would be cool. But
well, that's no fair. I don't have a hot ass neighbor next door.
Well, you could have a hot ass neighbor too. I mean, we could change the script a bit. Maybe have Charlie Hunnam play your neighbor or something like that. Or maybe Bill Moseley or something.
Well, that'd be a short role.
Can I borrow some sugar from you? They're like, yeah, Bill, you can have my sugar.
He could have anything he wants.
Hey, you guys got a cup of sugar I can borrow?
Do you know what I would do? It's minding my own business, and I open the door, and there's Bill Moseley asking me for sugar. I would probably faint.
You'd probably give him sugar, actually. Maybe in the Bruce Campbell sense, I don't know. Maybe a little bit.
Give me some sugar, baby.
Maybe a little further down south. Who knows? But that motherfucker's getting some sugar. All right, anyway.
Jesus.
All right, we're gonna go. Of course, we're at Rob and Amy. And this is the Bloodbath Theory, and thank you very much for joining our premiere episode, and we'll talk to you guys next week, and I guess we'll use our usual end signs. Scary later.
Scary later.
All right, bye.